Hi, good evening. I'd like to welcome you to Poem Praise 2. I certainly hope that you have had a blessed day today. I am going to go right along into our next chapter of How to Eat to Live. As you see it, you see it? Okay, I know you did. I kind of did that with the lighting. Our next chapter that I have for you is Little Pure Food on Market, and it reads as such. Now, there is no way we can ever enjoy good health unless we obey the teacher of health, who advises us the proper way to eat. No people has ever been as fortunate as the lost and found members of the black nation, so-called Negroes, to receive guidance of life from God Himself. Present among them the God who will bring about a total change of civilizations of this world, who has the histories of how people practice a way of life for themselves back in the hundreds of thousands, millions, and billions of years. Should he not know the best way to eat, to live? The devil is a race of people for experimental purposes, whose way of life the people of the God of truth, justice, and righteousness did not intend to follow, but have followed for a short time. Remember, our success is obedience to the will of the God of truth, justice, and righteousness. As we have been obedient to the devil in following and practicing other than truth, justice, and righteousness, what we eat, I will repeat, keeps us here and takes us away. There is God's teaching to me, and it is so logical that there are no questions. This race of people experiments on everything other than good. This includes what they grow and prepare for us to eat. There is very little pure food on the market today, and there will not be any pure food on the market tomorrow if they prepare it for you, because they are experimenting on your life to see what can take you away and what they can keep you here with for a certain length of time. Our lives are limited by what we eat. That this race of people, meaning white devils, prepares for us. The earth brings forth good food the natural way, but the food is poisoned by other ways. The fertilization process they use in preservations are all poisonous. They know in their limited time of 6,000 years to rule that they are experimenting on themselves and us too. Even the very earth is poisoned when they are experimenting on growing food for their markets, because it is the almighty dollar that seek. It is the almighty dollar they seek. Excuse me. And not the almighty health and long life for you and me. Good will help the enemy devil. But since by nature they are not made of good, they cannot prosper under that which they do not practice. Did you hear that? You want me to repeat it? Slow it down for you? Now, I said, but since by nature they are not made of good, they cannot prosper under that which they do not practice. Now eat one meal a day and get the best you can out of what is before you. The most important thing of health, which prolongs life, is accomplished by not eating poison food, which shortens our lives and brings disease into the body. This is accomplished, secondly, by not feeding the stomach too often. All the white race, referred to as the Christian European race, eats too often, from 2 to 4 to 5 times a day. They are feeding their stomachs with some type of food. They even eat sandwiches between regular meals, or as they call it, they have brunches and lunches between their regular meals. The stomach begins to be stuffed with various kinds of food and more foods from the time they awake in the morning until they are asleep at midnight or later. They even eat late at night and early in the morning. If they awake, although they have already eaten 2 or 3 heavy meals the previous day, their stomachs are continually churning and trying to digest a combination of meals. Then, in addition to eating frequently, they eat nuts of various kinds and candies full of nuts, which the stomach is unable to digest without harming its delicate digestive tract. Trying to digest these various poisonous food forces the stomach to empty all of its digestive juices, thus causing it to wear out early from hard work. The loss of our stomachs can cause the loss of our lives. There is a limit to the amount of digestive juice that starts flowing when our food enters our mouth and continues until it is in the large colon of our body. Some of the foolish people, when they hear of eating once a day, laugh and fun and scorn and say they cannot live like that. You most certainly cannot live along eating 3 and 4 meals a day and stuffing your body with hog, tough beef, lamb, and veal, or any meats. By nature, the human body was not made to digest meats. Meats cause a great shortening of our lives. We all eat meat. I eat meat also. But it certainly is not good for us. I do not, however, eat pig. We should not eat any kind of bird when it actually comes to the best diet for our bodies. No kind of bird should be included except the baby pigeon called the squab, which eats its food from its mother's mouth after it has been chewed by the mother. Allah, God, has taught me that as soon as a squab is weaned from its mother and starts eating its own food, we are not to eat it. No grown pigeon or other birds, not even chickens, are good to eat. Of course, a lot of chickens are raised for market on corn, oats, and other various types of food because such food quickly fattens the fowl. When they are raised in the above-mentioned manner, the chickens do not have a chance to eat poisonous food such as worms, bugs, and filth, which they will do by nature. They will eat anything the hog and buzzard will eat, if allowed the freedom to do so. We are by nature vegetable and fruit-eating people. Bread is also for us to eat. Eat good bread and good fresh vegetables and fruits. Although all of us are not able to eat the right foods, I warn you to stay away from the pig. And I warn you not to eat more than 1 meal a day. Allah, God, in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, to whom praise is due forever, has taught me that we are to wait until we are very hungry before we eat. And after we eat, We are to wait until we are very hungry before we eat again. 95% of our sickness comes from eating before we are hungry. Frequent eating puts our stomach to work before it calls for food. Let us eat one meal a day or one meal every 2 days, as Allah, God, has appointed for us. Okay? Now, that does complete the chapter that I have for you this evening. Little pure food on market. Now, if it be in thy will, I certainly will have a chapter for you tomorrow. And I'm going to give you a preview of what that chapter is going to be. Our next chapter is going to be God of Right prescribes best foods. So I want y'all to be blessed. And I'm doing a little preview. I can see it. Don't you know tomorrow is going to be, I'm seeing it's going to be the last chapter. Look, we done did all of that. Look how much we have left. Yes, How to Eat to Live, Book 1. Now, certainly, if you want to continue on How to Eat to Live, Book 2 is on the Landocious Show. Okay? All right, and we will, if it be in thy will, complete Book 1 tomorrow. I will give you the spelling and the direction of where to go to Book 2 if it so soothes you. Okay, so later, y'all. I'll holler at you later. Okay? Okay.